The medieval text, catalogued as Voynich MS 408, is widely considered history's most resilient paleographical enigma. For decades, its public reputation has been clouded by claims of alien contact, magical ciphertexts, and spiritual alchemy. These modern myths track directly back to Wilfrid Voynich, the antiquarian book dealer who acquired the manuscript in 1912 and spent years driving up its market value through evasive marketing tactics. Archival records show Voynich did not find the book by chance in a forgotten chest. He purchased it during a confidential fundraising sale from a Jesuit library in Italy. Today, the manuscript resides securely inside the Voynich Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, protected as a tangible, physical artifact. To protect the fragile original from constant handling, Yale University Press published an exact, high-resolution photographic facsimile. This publication provides a baseline that allows modern researchers to separate verifiable physical facts from speculative theories. By discarding the historical romanticism and applying modern material science, paleographical mapping, and computational linguistics, researchers are now actively reverse engineering the exact constraints of the 15th century scriptorium that created this text. We begin the scientific deconstruction by stripping away the manuscript's physical layers, focusing first on the structural substrate. Radiocarbon dating conducted at the University of Arizona precisely brackets the production of the parchment between 1404 and 1438. Producing this single volume required the harvested hides of 14 or 15 entire calves, representing a massive material investment for the period. Scribes prepared the vellum with professional care. They effectively balanced the texture of the calf skin's hair side and flesh side to ensure even ink absorption across the pages. Chemical analyses show the text was written using a highly fluid iron gall ink. The detailed illustrations were painted with specific mineral pigments, azurite, verdigris, and hematite, all matching late medieval European recipes. Furthermore, multispectral imaging confirmed the parchment shows no signs of scraping or prior underwriting, ruling out the possibility that the text is a palimpsest. The immense capital cost of the calfskins and the strict adherence to medieval chemical recipes prove this is a genuine, professionally commissioned late Gothic object. This material evidence invalidates theories of a historical prank or a modern forgery. Because the text remains undeciphered, we map the manuscript's topography by dividing it into thematic sections based on illustrations of composite plant species and circular diagrams that do not align with known botanical or scientific catalogs of the period. For decades, analysts operated on the assumption that a single eccentric author penned the codex. Paleographical analysis by Lisa Fagan Davis dismantled that assumption. By tracking character formation across the 18 remaining quires, researchers mapped the penstrokes to reveal 5 distinct scribes. These 5 handwriting styles correlate directly with 2 major linguistic variations found in the text, known as the Courier A and Courier B dialects. The transitions between these dialects and their specific vocabularies do not blur together across the pages. They occur abruptly and perfectly at the structural quire boundaries. This rigorous correlation between physical quire structures and shifting dialects proves the codex was assembled via a pre-planned collaborative division of labor within a disciplined scriptorium. The text itself has successfully resisted a century of decryption attempts by elite codebreakers, including pioneer cryptanalyst William F. Friedman. Despite their success against military encryption in both world wars, professional codebreakers utilizing mechanical data sorting machines failed to isolate a single underlying plaintext. This persistent failure fueled the hoax paradigm, most notably computer scientist Gordon Rugg's Cardan grill theory, which attempts to explain the script's fluid, uncorrected appearance. Rugg demonstrated the mechanics of a Renaissance-era grill, a rigid card with cutout windows placed over a grid of syllables, which allows a single person to generate large volumes of flowing text. However, the manuscript's macro-linguistic footprint counters this hoax theory. The text consists of approximately 35,000 words, exhibiting a high word-level entropy of about 10 bits per word, matching standard natural languages. This chart shows the ultimate mathematical paradox. The vocabulary strictly obeys Zipf's law, a mathematical rule where the frequency of a word is inversely proportional to its rank. fabricating a 35,000-word text that flawlessly mimics the mathematical entropy and frequency curves of natural languages, without modern computational tools, is nearly impossible. This renders mechanical hoax theories deeply flawed. The text does harbor a conflicting statistical anomaly. While word-level entropy is normal, character-level entropy is drastically low, similar to vowelless Semitic scripts. A linguistic study identified Group A characters hard-locked to the right edge of words and Group B characters to the left. This specific edge distribution acts as capitalization. It implies the true reading directionality runs right to left, contrary to the left-to-right pen movement of the scribes. In 2025, researchers proposed the NIBI cipher model as a historically viable solution to reconcile these bizarre, conflicting data points. This specific for both homophonic substitution cipher functions securely using only standard manual encryption techniques available in the 15th century. When applied to classical Latin and Italian plaintexts, this model precisely replicates Voynich's statistical constraints. The codex could feasibly harbor real European linguistic data wrapped in a Renaissance cipher. By merging the physical chemistry, the paleographical quire mapping, and the cryptographic entropy curves, we construct a unified profile of the artifact. Voynich MS 408 is a structurally sound, Central European collaborative compilation governed by precise rules of composition. However, because the illustrations do not match standard historical herbals, the manuscript locks the iconographic motifs associated with metallic transmutation or spiritual alchemy found in other works of the era. The codex reflects a localized creation, where the scriptorium prioritized its own internal decorative rules over the scientific or hermetic accuracy common in larger European traditions. Immediate non-destructive future research relies on systematic multispectral imaging. Comprehensive multispectral mapping will penetrate the parchment to reveal erased signatures and invisible structural undersketches hidden from the naked eye. Researchers will also deploy machine learning models to digitally map individual scribal pen strokes, allowing us to reverse engineer the scriptorium's division of labor. Concurrently, cryptologists continue testing verbose substitution models against a wider array of medieval European dialects to isolate a statistical match. Without a verifiable plain text, the Voynich Manuscript remains a boundary case for historical cryptanalysis, a record of the mathematical sophistication and idiosyncratic nature of late medieval written culture.